Hey everybody, so I'm going to be finishing up season previews today. We only have two left to do, Arizona and Anaheim. And obviously with the season quickly approaching, we've got to get these done before the start of the year. So we're up to Arizona right now. Arizona was one of the worst teams in the league last year, along with Buffalo. They're a very, very young team. They're a team that is looking to rebuild and acquire as much young talent and prospects as possible. They've got a few veteran leaders mixed in there because obviously you can't play all kids in the NHL or you'll get absolutely killed. But they're a team that, while they're not good now and they haven't been good for a number of years, I do think they have a bright future as long as they continue to build this young talent pool and continue on the right track. So they're not going to be good this year. I think that they're going to be a little bit better than they were last year, as these younger players continue to develop, and they've added Michael Grabner. I think overall they have a pretty strong defense core. So I do think they're going to be a little bit better than they were last year. But they're still nowhere near a playoff team. There is a long way to go in Arizona. But let's look at their lineup and see what they're working with here. So the top line, Perlini, Stepan, and Keller. Second line, Panik, Dvorak, and Grabner. Third line, Hinostroza, Strome, and Fisher. And your fourth line, Cousins, Richardson, and Archibald. One noticeable absence from that forward group is newcomer Alex Galchenyuk, who they traded for this offseason. Galchenyuk is week to week with a lower body injury, so probably not going to be ready for the start of the year, so that's why he is out of this lineup and on the extra list with an asterisk next to his name. He will be a top six forward for this team when he is healthy, but he's not healthy right now. On defense, I like their defense a lot. Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Nick Hjalmarsson is their top pair. Jacob Chychrun and Alex Goligoski is the second pair, with Kevin Connauton and Jason Demers as their third pair, with Antti Raanta in goal and Darcy Kemper backing him up. Galchenyuk, an extra player now in the press box because he's injured. Also, Mario Kempe is another extra forward that they have, and Jordan Osterley is their seventh defenseman. Lawson Crouse is another guy. I didn't write his name down because I was kind of out of room, but Crouse is a guy who's probably going to see NHL time in a bottom six role this year. He's a big physical kid. He's somebody that can come in and play bottom 6 minutes and add some toughness to the lineup, which really doesn't have a whole lot of that when needed. So look for Crouse to get into the lineup and play some games as well. So overall, a very young lineup. Not a lot of big names here. Not a lot of guys with tons of NHL success, especially in the forward group. A lot of young players, but a lot of talented young players who have a chance to develop and become good NHLers. Their top line is certainly not the same as what winning teams have as a top line with Perlini, Stepan, and Keller. Keller is a really, really good young goal scorer, and I think he's top line material and certainly will be as he gets older. Stepan I see more of as a number 2 or 3 center. Perlini's not really a top line guy, but he kind of has to be here. Although with Galchenyuk out of the lineup, when Galchenyuk's in the lineup, that gives you a lot more options with this forward group. Richard Panik, not really a top 6 guy. I think he's a solid third liner at this point. Dvorak, another young guy. Grabner, good goal scorer, really revitalized his career over the last couple of seasons with the Rangers, and then he didn't do much with the Devils at the end of last year, but he was really good in New York. So we'll see what Grabner does in Arizona. Again, a guy I see more of as a third liner, but he's playing in an elevated role on this team. Hinostroza, Strome, and Fisher, a lot of youth there. You're just very, very young there. And then Cousins, Richardson's a grizzled veteran, good veteran leader and fourth line guy, and then Archibald on the wing. Nothing spectacular in this forward group. A lot of young kids, a lot of youth, a lot of talented youth though. Keller, Dvorak, Strome, Fisher. There's a lot of talent here, but they're just not adjusted to the NHL level yet. Development takes time, and that's something that I think a lot of people. Patience is not something that a lot of people have, and development just flat out takes time. Not every 18, 19, 20-year-old kid is going to jump into the NHL and do what Connor McDavid did. It takes time to develop. You've got to make mistakes. You've got to learn at the NHL level, and you really start coming into your own. For most players, around 23, 24, 25, not 21. It's very rare that players are, as good as they are at 19 or 20. Only the best of the best play at an extremely high level that young. Most of your players need a couple of years at the NHL level to really come into their own. So the future looks good, but right now is going to be a struggle for the Coyotes. Their defense I like a lot. I think they have a very solid defense core. Ekman Larsson's fantastic. Hjalmarsson's a really good defensive guy. Chychrun's the young guy. This is a pretty veteran defense core, but Chychrun's the young guy. Goligoski, he's a solid player. He's been around the league for a long time, most notably with Pittsburgh and Dallas. Connaughton is fine as a bottom pair guy, and then Jason Demers, he's been around the league for a long time now. So they have a solid defense. There's not much to complain about there. So they're looking good on the back end. And then in goal, Antti Raanta, when he was in goal, he was really, really good last year. He missed some time because of injury. But when he was playing, he played really, really well, especially the second half of the season. So they've got somebody who can stop pucks in net, and they have a pretty good backup in Darcy Kemper. It's just going to be, can Raanta stay healthy for the full season? And can he perform at the level that he did last year over the course of a full season? Similar to the question that we have about Carter Hutton in Buffalo this year. So if Raanta plays well, Kemper is a more than adequate backup. Their defense is good. I think this team's going to be better than they were last year. They're just very, very young up front. I think they're going to struggle with turning the puck over. They're going to struggle with D-zone coverage. All the things that young players generally struggle with at the NHL level is going to be a struggle for this team. But I think they're on the right track. They have some good young talent. And while they're not going to be good this year, or probably even next year, there is a bright future down the road in Arizona, as long as they continue on a good track and don't make any dumb management decisions that screw it up. But I do think that the future is pretty bright for the Coyotes. So that's what I've got on Arizona. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys soon.